Hey everybody, PyjamaPrime back for another toy review, specifically of Kotobukiya's Roll figure from Mega Man. And Roll is pretty freaking awesome, I must say. For a girl, she's awesome. She's cool. I don't know if that's supposed to be, if that's meant to be sexist. I don't know. Sorry. To all my female listeners. All 3 of you, probably. Listeners? You're not listeners, you're viewers. Whatevs! This is getting off to a horrible start. So, Roll is Mega Man's sister, but not in the traditional biological sense, because they're robots. Roll was merely built as a companion, like a kind of a buddy for Mega Man. So she is, yeah, the sister companion. She's a house bot. She does more cleaning than lab work, I think. And she is pretty awesome. Now, she's not as articulated as Mega Man, unfortunately. She's got a lot of the same design. She's got a lot of the same cues from Mega Man, but there's a lot different from her as well. So this is her original Mega Man look. There's a lot different in terms of the mold concerning Roll it's different from Mega Man. One, there's no neck swivel. It's a solid piece. So there's no figure arts type, movement like this. There's only head swiveling, like so. And I just decapitated her. There's only head swiveling and up and down movement. Like there is ball jointness. Like it's still a ball joint, as you can see, but there's no double. There's no ball at the base of her neck, so she can only do very basic things like a normal action figure could, except it's still better because it can look sideways without looking inquisitive. She does, however, have movable hair. Her hair rotates, it's on a ball joint, and so does her bow. That's pretty cool. She has a waist joint like Mega Man does, and hers is much more free flowing. She can actually turn 360. She can also, she has a midsection. There's just to keep the sculpt of a dress that she has a midsection. And then what else? She's limited by her skirt, so she can only move that far forward, that far back, that far out. She only has her knee only goes that far. Her feet are also built differently. They only go about that far up. And that's just due to the nature of the sculpt that they did. But she does also pivot quite well. About as far as she needs to go. Yeah, that about does it. Arms, they do the same as Mega Man. They rotate 360. They go out, they go up, back, forth, obviously. There is a swivel at the bicep, close to the elbow. Single joint, just like Mega Man, at the elbow. Ball joint on the hands, and that's also different about all of Roll's accessories, is that she's not meant to have a polycap on her hands, because the polycaps are all on her wrists, because all the polycaps are on her hands. Every one of them. It's really weird how they did it. It's just odd. She's definitely an oddity. I probably should have done her third in retrospect, but oh well. One final difference. Actually, there's other things like the way her face has changed, but because she's a girl, and yes, I'm looking up her skirt. I might as well flag this myself, but there are robot panties. Japan. I'm also trying to be aware that I'm touching her boobs. Yeah, this figure is really weird. But she also does have a thigh swivel. It's odd. Like she's a girl, and she's got panties on, but I know she's a robot, so I shouldn't really care. But reviewing this toy as a teacher in training is very strange, because this is like all kinds of wrong for me to do to a real person, but this is a toy of a robot girl, so it shouldn't bother me. But it does. So she also has an alternate costume, which I'm not going to get her into because A, I don't like it, and B, it takes too long, and Mega Man already took me like 20 minutes to do. So I'm just going to go right on to the face swapping gimmick. So what you do is you basically rip off the front of her face. So that's left. You want to push the face out. She also has a different front hairstyle that's related to her alternate costume. That's for her Mega Man 8 costume, but again, I'm not putting that on. You know what? I'll show a picture right now. And then she has two alternate faces. She has a kind of blank look. Since I have the face out, we'll show it, or the eyes out rather. I will show it. Kind of a blank look. And then, actually, for this mouth, it's also a separate piece in there, which is kind of cool. That white, it's an extra little mouthpiece. Don't understand why they couldn't do that. I guess it's just a lot of extra molding. It doesn't bother me. It's just a little odd. And then she has a nice little wink. You know, to make it not weird at all. I'm touching a little girl. So then you would put the new face, the winking face I'm going to put in, and you just plug it back onto her. And now Roll is winking at you. As you can see, she has two different kinds of hands on. Open calm hands and a pointing finger, which is specific to this hand, her right arm. She also has she also has a closed fist. And again, you know, I'll show the parts, but again, I'm not going to do it. She has alternate legs, alternate hands, or arms rather, and then I already showed her her other hairstyle. Lots of stickers for her eyes, and then a new pair of eyes. So yeah, that's everything with Roll. She's really cool. Really cool. I like her. She's not my favorite, obviously, just because she's kind of limited, and there's not much I can do with her. You can, if you really want to. I don't know what hand it goes on. I think it probably goes on this one. You could very well take off this arm, take Proto Man's Proto Buster. So you take the entire elbow, stick it on there. Does it actually fit? Yep, it fits, kind of, sort of. And now you have the Roll Buster. But I'm not going to keep that on there because it doesn't look like it fully fits. It doesn't look like I'm supposed to have it on there. So I'm going to leave it off because, again, I don't have as much of a connection to Roll as I do Mega Man or Proto Man. Again, I haven't played a Mega Man game ever, so the concept of the Roll Buster is lost to me. That back on, so it all is well with the world, and that's Roll. So I'm gonna be back with doing Proto Man in a second.